We've all been there. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you do, fear is something that finds its way into everyone's life at some point. It's that universal feeling that connects us all, even if we don't always talk about it.
That moment when your heart races, your palms get all sweaty, and your mind just screams, "Danger!" It's like your body is sounding the alarm, even if you know, deep down, that you're not actually in any real physical danger. Your breath gets shallow, your thoughts start to spiral, and suddenly it feels like you're trapped in your own head.
Maybe it's a big test, a first date, or like a huge audition. Maybe it's something as simple as speaking up in a meeting, or as big as making a life-changing decision. Fear doesn't care about the size of the moment. It just shows up, uninvited, whenever it wants.
Whatever it is, fear has you in its grip. It squeezes tight, making you doubt yourself, making you question if you're really ready or if you're good enough. It can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on your chest, making it hard to move forward.
Remember that time you totally froze up during a presentation? Maybe your voice shook, or you forgot what you were going to say. Maybe you felt everyone's eyes on you, and all you wanted was to disappear. That's fear, doing its thing.
You practiced for hours, knew your stuff backwards and forwards. You rehearsed in front of the mirror, maybe even asked a friend to listen. You did everything right, but when the moment came, fear still found a way in.
But when you got up there in front of everyone, your mind just went blank. It's like your brain hit the pause button, and all your preparation vanished in an instant. That's the power fear can have over us.
That's fear, folks. It's a powerful force, and honestly, it can stop you dead in your tracks. It can make you freeze, hesitate, or even walk away from things you really care about. Sometimes it feels like fear is calling the shots, and you're just along for the ride.
But here's the thing about fear. It doesn't have to control you. You can learn to recognize it, to understand where it comes from, and to face it head on. Fear might always be there, but it doesn't have to be the boss of you.
You're actually stronger than you think. There's a part of you that's braver, tougher, and more resilient than fear ever gives you credit for. Sometimes all it takes is one small step forward to prove to yourself that you can do hard things.
You have the power to look fear in the eye and say, "Not today." You can choose to act even when you're scared. That's what courage really is. Not the absence of fear, but moving forward in spite of it.
We're going to talk about how to do just that. We'll explore real strategies, share stories, and figure out how to make fear work for you instead of against you. Because you're not alone in this. Everyone deals with fear, and everyone can learn to handle it better.
This ain't about becoming fearless because, let's be real, that's just not realistic. Fear is part of being human. But what we can do is learn to live with it, to talk about it, and to support each other through it.
This is about understanding your fear, taking its hand, and stepping bravely into the unknown. Because every time you do, you grow a little stronger, a little wiser, and a lot more confident in your own ability to handle whatever comes next.
Fear is a basic human emotion. No matter where you're from, what language you speak, or what your life looks like, you know what fear feels like. It's something we all share, a thread that connects every single person on this planet. You could be in a bustling city or a quiet village, and that feeling, your heart racing, your palms sweating, your mind going a mile a minute, would be instantly familiar.
It's as natural as laughing, crying, or, I don't know, wanting a slice of sweet potato pie. Just like those other emotions, fear pops up whether we invite it or not. It's part of the package deal of being human. Sometimes it shows up when we least expect it, like when we're about to try something new, or even when we're just thinking about the future.
It's hardwired into us, a survival mechanism from way back when danger was around every corner. Our ancestors relied on fear to keep them alive, whether it was running from wild animals or avoiding poisonous plants. That ancient alarm system is still ticking inside us, even if the threats we face today look a little different.
Think about it for a second. Fear keeps us safe. It's like an internal warning sign, flashing bright red when something might hurt us. It's the reason you look both ways before crossing the street, or pause before making a risky decision.
It stops us from doing dumb things, like jumping off cliffs or, petting wild animals. It's that instinct that makes you hesitate before reaching out to touch something you're not sure about, or that little jolt you get when you realize you might be in over your head.
It's that little voice that says, Hey, maybe think twice about that. Sometimes it's a whisper, sometimes it's a shout, but it's always there, nudging us to be careful, to pay attention, to protect ourselves.
And sometimes, that's a really good thing. That relief you feel after dodging a close call, that's fear doing its job. It's what helps us learn from our mistakes and look out for each other.
But here's the catch. Fear doesn't always know the difference between real danger and, just something that feels scary. Sometimes it gets triggered by things that aren't actually a threat at all, like public speaking, or meeting new people, or even just trying something unfamiliar.
That little voice can be a bit of a drama queen, blowing things way out of proportion. It can make a tiny problem seem like a huge disaster or convince you that something harmless is actually terrifying.
That's where we gotta step in and be the voice of reason. We have to pause, take a breath, and ask ourselves, is this fear actually protecting me, or is it just holding me back from something good?
We gotta learn to recognize when fear is being a helpful friend, and when it's just being a straight-up nuisance. Because understanding our fear, really listening to it but not letting it run the show, is how we grow, how we move forward, and how we make the most out of life. Fear loves to keep us comfy. It whispers to us, telling us to stay where it's warm, where nothing can go wrong, where we're shielded from the unknown. It's like a gentle lullaby, convincing us that comfort is the ultimate goal. But what if that comfort is actually a trap?
It builds us this nice, cozy cage called our comfort zone. The bars aren't made of steel, but of routines, habits, and the stories we tell ourselves about what we can and can't do. The door is always open, but stepping out feels impossible.
And inside that cage, everything is familiar, safe, and, well, predictable. There's a certain peace in knowing what tomorrow will bring, in repeating the same patterns day after day. Sounds all right, doesn't it? It's easy, it's comfortable, and it feels like nothing can hurt you here.
But here's the problem. Nothing exciting ever happens inside your comfort zone. The world outside keeps moving, changing, and growing, while you stay exactly where you are. That sense of safety slowly turns into boredom, and the days start to blur together.
No growth, no breakthroughs, no amazing stories to tell. You miss out on the moments that make life memorable, the challenges that shape you, the surprises that make you laugh, the risks that lead to rewards.
It's kind of like living life on autopilot, just going through the motions. You wake up, do the same things, and go to bed, wondering where the time went. It's safe, but it's also a little bit empty.
Is that really how you want to live? Do you want your story to be one of comfort or one of courage? Deep down, you know there's more out there waiting for you.
You see, all the good stuff, all the juicy, fulfilling experiences, they live outside that cage. The laughter, the adventure, the sense of accomplishment, they're all out there just beyond your comfort zone.
The dream job, the loving relationship, the incredible adventures, they're all waiting for you on the other side of fear. Every great story starts with a leap of faith, a moment of bravery.
The question is, are you going to let fear keep you locked up? Or will you recognize that the cage is only as strong as you let it be?
Or are you going to muster up your courage, open that cage door, and step into the unknown? Because that's where life really begins. Outside the cage, where you're free to grow, explore, and truly live. So how do we do it?
How do we face down our fears and break free from that comfy cage?
Well, the first step is to identify what we're actually afraid of.
Sometimes our fears are big and obvious, like the fear of public speaking or heights.
But often they're sneaky and disguised as something else. Procrastination, self-doubt, even anger.
Take a moment to think about something you've been putting off.
Maybe it's applying for that scholarship, having that tough conversation.
Or finally starting that business you've been dreaming of. What's holding you back? Be honest with yourself.
Once you've identified the fear, write it down.
Get it out of your head and onto paper.
This helps you see it for what it is, just a thought, not a life sentence. Now that you've unmasked your fear, it's time to face it head on.
And the best way to do that is to break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Remember David and Goliath?
David didn't try to tackle that giant all at once.
He used his sling and his faith to chip away at his fear, one stone at a time.
So, take that big scary goal and break it down into smaller steps.
Instead of saying, I'm going to write a novel, say, I'm going to write a page a day. Small steps, folks. That's the key.
And here's another tip. Visualize yourself succeeding.
Close your eyes and imagine yourself acing that presentation, rocking that audition, or achieving that goal.
See it, feel it, believe it. Facing your fears isn't about being fearless.
It's about having the courage to move forward even when you're scared out of your wits.
It's about choosing growth over comfort, action over inaction.
Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you learn something new about yourself.
You discover hidden strengths, resilience you never knew you had, and a whole lot of courage.
Remember, you don't have to be perfect.
You're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall, and you're gonna want to crawl back into that comfy cage, but that's okay.
What matters is that you get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going.
Because on the other side of fear lies everything you've ever wanted. Confidence, fulfillment, and a life lived on your own terms. So, the next time fear comes knocking, don't hide.
Don't let it paralyze you. Answer the door.
Look it straight in the eye and say, I see you, fear.
But you don't control me.
Remember, you are capable of amazing things.
You have the power to overcome any obstacle, achieve any dream,
and create a life you love.
All you have to do is take that first step.
Now go out there, face your fears, and show the world what you're made of.
And remember, you got this.
Share this message with a friend who needs to hear it.
Let's break free from fear together.
And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring messages.